Hello! I am Kasasagi Usagi, and I am here with more Final Fantasy XIV. We are going to jump right into the story, but first, there is a new event. The summer event has ended, and I forgot to do it on my main. Whoops. There's the New Rising, which, if you are new to Final Fantasy XIV, is the sort of a celebration of the history of the game. So there's usually a lot of references. Usually what the Rising is, because most players, I would say almost all the players, did not get to experience 1.0. There's a lot of like throwbacks and references and just sort of like memorial services to the 1.0 stuff that we, as most players, did not get to experience. So last year we had it was very Ul'dah. It's usually Ul'dah inspired. We had Namino and her her Sultana guard. There was reference to that whole piece in history. A couple years before that, we had they redid the attack on Ul'dah, so there was these crazy like mobs down the streets of Ul'dah that you instanced into that could one-shot you and everything, and you had to defend Ul'dah while the moon was falling. And you believe the moon was in the sky, so it's things like that. All about the history of 1.0 that we don't get. Actually, this fine lady right here is Minfilia's original model. This is what she looked like in 1.0. She's not actually Minfilia. She's just the model, a throwback, a reference, and she's actually the vendor for these events. But I'm going to hop into voice with Q, and we will hop right to it. Hello, Q. Hello. So the person who's got our quest is right here. Oh, we got a little umbrella. Kip Jaha is looking around in consternation. Oh. Oh, you're an adventurer, are you? Was there something I can assist you with? Now that I think about it, perhaps it is you who can assist me. I'm Kif Jaka, reporter for Gridania's leading tabloid, The Raven. Might I steal a moment of your time? So here's the thing. Just recently, an unusual visitor cut through Gridania's markets like a scythe in a frenzy to purchase every Niminia lily available, and I mean all of them. For what purpose, I hear you ask? Well, my friend, I sense the answer to that question will provide the basis for my next scoop, so I did some nosing around. No one I talked to could put a name on the mysterious flower fancier, but by all accounts he and his cargo hold of the lily had departed for Ul'dah. Not wanting the trail to go cold, I quickly grabbed my quill and notepad and boarded an airship myself. And was quickly reminded of how hard it is to chase a story in unfamiliar territory. You know this town and its people well enough, though, don't you? What say you in lending a hand to my investigative efforts? I'd be happy to. Wonderful! Then we have no time to lose. First things first, we pay a visit to the nearest drinking establishment. The local tavern is always the best place to pick up tidbits of gossip and rumor. To the bar! To the bar! My, those are some serious faces. What can I do for you this fine morning? Oh, playing reporter, are you? Sounds like fun. Let's hear your questions then. Ahem. We are attempting to track down a particular someone who purchased a suspiciously large number of Nememia lilies in Gridania before transporting them here to Ulda. Any idea of who this person might be? We've had more of our fair share of traders coming and going, and a large shipment arriving in the city is hardly a noteworthy occurrence. But now that you mention it, I do remember this florid minstrel fella who came in just the other day. Said he'd pulled in from Gridania and needed help hauling a hefty delivery to the Alchemist Guild. He's actually a familiar face in these parts. Never once did get his name though, strangely enough. A nameless traveler arriving from Gridania with a sizable cargo to move. That sounds promising. Like I said, it was just a request to remove cargo. Before you run off to an impossible dead end with the alchemist, I suggest you fish for more information inside the quicksand. After all, where else can you find so many gossipy adventures crammed in one open spot? That certainly makes sense. Between the two of us, however, I see no reason why we cannot do both. I shall stay here and interview the clientele, while you chase down our other lead at the Alchemist Guild. What do you think? Then that will be our plan. Once you've spoken with the potion mixers, make your way back here, and we can discuss any new revelations. My game is probably too quiet, actually. I always forget. Oh no, it's the same. It just sounds quiet in my earball. Or my earballs, my ears. Severin. My loyal assistant! What brings you to the guild at this hour? As if I paid attention to the mundane concerns of timekeeping. Have you some stimulating morsel of a stoic wisdom to share? You brought questions? For a tabloid piece? Think you that I, a thrall to academic exterration, have even a moment to spare on such trivialities? But just a moment. Perhaps there is a shred of scholarly value to this after all. I vaguely recall the flamboyant character of whom you speak, and his request to possess a vast quantity of floral material. 'Tis laughable that I would undertake such a menial chore, of course, so I assign the task to my subordinates. If you wish to discuss the tedious details, Daratek is your man. Like I trusted you!
Yeah, why would we talk to the guild master of all
I have
things?
no idea. You know he doesn't give a flying shit. We should have. This is the man right here. We should have talked to from the beginning.
The receptionist.
Yeah, Severin checked the fuck out. He actually completed what he wanted to do. I think in both of our plays, and he is done skis. Why, I should be delighted to assist you. This is regarding that large delivery of Nemia lilies. Yes, the guild did accept a task involving said flowers, as commissioned by a nomadic minstrel gentleman. Although I cannot reveal the nature of what we produced, I can tell you that it shall be distributed amongst the populace as part of the events of the Rising. If you wish to know more, then might I suggest you speak to the gentleman himself? We know who this is. Like, we know who this is. The minstrel is our friend.
Oh, I should have gone to the Adventurers Guild.
Yes, yes.
I don't know why I didn't.
I don't know why you didn't either. Silly you.
I went to the Aetherite Plaza.
That's what I used to do, but the Adventurers Guild is just, it's right here. Oh, I'm stuck. Adventurer, you're back! Did the alchemists offer up any new information? So to summarize, this famously unnamed minstrel of nomadic inclination commissioned the manufacture of some as yet unknown item to be handed out during the Rising? Oh, I heartily agree that we should speak with him directly, and as luck may have it, I've just discovered that he means to put on a performance at the Ruby Road Exchange. I think it's time for one of my patented on-the-spot interviews, don't you? If we hurry over, we can catch him before he takes the stage. colorful fellow there must be our minstrel. Hello, Yoshi P. Greetings, sir. I'm terribly sorry to interrupt, but you are the famous wandering minstrel, are you not? I am indeed. And what might I do for you fine people? I've been following you. To be perfectly honest, I'm curious to learn more about the wagon load of lilies you turned over to the alchemists, not to mention your plans to distribute the results of their work. You followed me? How did you... I mean, why would you? Ah, a rider for the Raven. That explains much. And did you also learn what I tasked the alchemist to create? Is the coral out of the bag for all to smell? No, we were hoping you might tell us. Good, then my surprise remains unspoiled. The plan, if you must know, is to hand out bundles of potpourri to all and sundry during the rising. As in flowers mixed with spices? The aromatic stuff you see in bowls on parlor tables and the like? The very same, except my potpourri will delight the eyes as much as the nose, thanks to the alchemical wizardry infused by my co-conspirators. Yet, even without such enhancements, the scent of Nemea lilies is known to promote calm and tranquility. The rising is a time of remembrance, of mourning. It is time when sorrow can overwhelm folk who lost friends and loved ones in the seventh umbral calamity. It is my hope that the lily's gentle perfume will afford such burdened souls a mediocre of peace during these oft-times melancholy memorial. Oh my! What a genuinely lovely idea! Only just this moment, we were making the arrangements for a showcase of my humble talents, where I shall hand out potpourri bundles to the audience. Again, I am glad we met ere you inadvertently spread word of our little surprise gift. I trust you now have sufficient detail to write your article. My in real life limit break would be writing a scathing comment to somebody, and it burns them alive. That's how I would do it. What's your in real life limit break, Q?
Oh, I don't have one.
Would you smash them?
No.
With your fists?
No.
No?
IRL. I am weak sauce.
But you're so strong.
No.
Ask and you shall receive, Sprightly. I just told you what I felt in my heart. Oh yes, I have plenty to work with, thank you. Splendid. Now since you've joined the inner circle, so to speak, we must have you play a role in the performance. Ha, you need not fret so. I merely wish for your assistance in passing out potpourri. I can supply the crowd at the show, but it would be most helpful if you might deliver bundles to some other part of town. Oh, we would be very... Ooh. Oh, we would be very happy to, and it could only help me flesh out the story. I like her little raven outfit. Actually has little ravens on the chest. Let's head back to the quicksand adventure. If we hand out bundles there, then we can be sure to cover folk from every corner of the city. That's... That's a good limit break for Q. We were low on helping hands, to tell the truth, so this has worked out for the best. Please come and meet me at the Ruby Road Exchange once you've finished with your task. You'd sign them up for pyramid schemes?
I don't think I would go that far.
That's what Sprightly says. And who knows you better? That's Sprightly. She's got you down to a T. I do remember it was after one of your first breakups where you were like, I just want to crush hearts. I want to love them and leave them. I want bodies in the streets. Those were your words. You want to destroy men.
MLMs are going a little too far.
I'll destroy a man's body and soul, but I would never sign him up for multi-level marketing. That's too far. Yeah, it's the LB3. You gotta go all out. Let's get to work, shall we? Means. MLM just makes me go mlem, mlem.
No, I don't know what LB3 means.
Oh, it's the limit break. Limit break 3.
Oh.
Get it together, cute.
Listen.
Have some potpourri, Catman. I hope they do their classic. They bring NPCs to my feet, and I... Yes. Oh, they were from Last Rising. They made the mural. What is it you're giving out there, adventurer? Yeah, I hate that. It makes me all creepy crawly. Ah, I know this scent. Nemea Lily, yes? Oh, I have to move chat because it's in the bad place, as always. There you go. Oh. The flower is often placed on the graves of the fallen, a practice with which I am, alas, intimately familiar. Why choose this particular bloom? I see. Perhaps the perfume does remind one of the peace of repose, rather than the violence which took our companions from us. It would seem the minstrel has given the matter some thought. For Cartanu veterans such as myself, the season of the rising can be torment, like the throbbing pain of an old wound. I will keep this bundle close, I think, and breathe it in its calm whenever I feel my thoughts turning grim. I think she has Rogan in here? I'm pretty sure only Rogan can have the hair that was currently on that Lalafell's head. Keeping busy there, ain't you, Akali? I know it's for the rising and all, but it tickles me to see the hero of your stature standing out, handing out presents like a simple errand girl. I mean, ever since the first time we met, you've always been the type to lend aid where it's needed. And you haven't changed one bit. Makes me happy it does, not to mention a little misty-eyed. The good you've done for folk will linger on, an unshakable foundation for your future. Keep going the way you're going, my friend, and we'll all be the better for it. Here, why don't you let me have whatever bundles you've got left, and I'll put them together with the ones I took from your reporter friend. If we leave a basket full out on the guild counter, I guarantee they'll hand themselves out before the rising is over. Mistress Momendy took a goodly amount off my hands, but I think we've done our fair share of work. We should go and see the minstrel and let him know we've completed our task. Did we really do our task, or did we just literally pawn it off on somebody else?
I mean, we at least gave away 2.
At least 2.
This is where you were last time.
I wonder if potpourri also loosens tongues. It seems everyone who took a bundle had a rising tale to tell, be it short remembrance or a lingering stroll down memory lane. I can't wait to go on a Yoshi P's Wild Ride this time. Our good old hallucination. The reporter and her most qualified assistant returned. The performance went well, I must say. But what of your story research? Were the townsfolk willing to share any moving material? Yes, they were unexpectedly forthcoming. I was regaled with many an anecdote from those who lived through the calamity, and privileged to hear their treasured memories of those who did not. Back when the calamity was poised to strike, I had only just earned my reporter's quill. I was rushing around town, questioning adventurers and taking notes. But as Dalaman descended ever lower, the streets erupted into chaos. It was then that I fled with my younger brother to the border, in relative safety. There were a few less prudent friends and colleagues who might still be here, if they had done the same. In the years since, the world has risen from the ashes. I've done my best to rise along with it, but there are things I cannot, nay should not, forget. Such are the thoughts which blossom in my mind when I breathe in that potpourri perfume. I've enjoyed our collaboration this day, adventurer, and I shall attempt to write a piece that does it justice. What say you to Rising Calm as a title? How fitting! I look forward to reading it. I too sense the string of a new composition, a hopeful verse dedicated to the continued safe passage of those who yet ascend the path out of catastrophe and despair. Ah. Greetings, warrior of light. You needn't be alarmed. This is a world that exists outside your reality. Could it be a dream? A flight of fancy conjured by your weary mind? Perhaps, or perhaps not. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. My name is Naoki Yoshida, and you have my heartfelt thanks for gracing this world with your presence and your deeds of surpassing courage and valor. On a day such as today, I hope you will forgive me a brief bout of nostalgia. It has been an entire decade since I first came to this world. I was a stranger here, a traveler in a troubled land, and the quest for its salvation consumed my every moment. Countless trials were met and overcome, and the world not only survived, it flourished. The victory we owe to those who persevered alongside us, to those who explored and nurtured and loved this realm as much as we. Yet it is of you whom I speak, of our indomitable adventurers. 10 years is a long time, yes? But for me the number holds no special significance. It is simply a count of the passage of days. Success, however, would not have come without the accumulation of daily effort, and that is what makes a milestone worth making. Thank you for staying the course with us these many years. I will keep making plans for this world for the foreseeable future. It has become a part of my life, and to see it grow is an adventure in itself. Rest well, warrior of light, for a grand convergence of events approaches. May the road upon which you embark become the greatest of all journeys. Until we meet again, my friend. What a moving rendition! And now I really must head home to write that article. You have my gratitude, Akali. I would still be floundering in the street without your assistance. Until we meet again. A great many lives were lost in the flames of the calamity, not to mention the chaos which followed. It is the survivors who must face the challenges of living in this new era we have salvaged. To you, the champion in the vanguard of our efforts, I dedicate these verses. Scarred by the falling of fiery stars, the land is reborn with new life. Godslayer struck by an echoing roar, heavens ring with the promise of strife. Beast and man both seek freedom or death in bloody inferno untamed. By unbroken hopes from a sky long undimmed shall the darkness of Eld be reclaimed. A merciless gale, an unending road, if this be the path we are fated, then pray be our dawn in the rift betwixt worlds, your soul's splendid light unabated. I really must apologize for pressing you into service for my potpourri scheme. I tend to consider adventurers as fellow wanderers, and call upon the assistance of your kind with little reservation. As for the gifts themselves, there was another reason as to why I chose the Nemeia lily. Traditionally, the bloom is said to represent a prayer for safe passage. The way ahead yet promises more hardship, and I wanted, at the very least, to wish you, all of you, the smoothest road for the coming journey. You have unlocked the jigsaw puzzle minigame. To play minigames, open the toy chest mounted in your room. Oh, because I didn't have a collie last year. They gave me the jigsaw puzzle. It's like, here you go. This is my first umbrella. So, fashion accessories. Oh, it's cute. So, the Rising events always have a segment where you talk to Yoshi P, and you actually talk to Yoshi P. He's the minstrel anyway, or he's supposed to be, but they give him an older model, and then he usually is in the outfit of the class. So Paladin is the big class this year. Every expansion has a class, so it was Warrior for Realm Reborn, Dragoon for Heavensward, Monk for Stormblood, Dark Knight for Shadowbringers, and it'll be Paladin for Endwalker. And then he always is like, it's a little cheesy, but it's a very, lots of Japanese games do this, where they're like, thank you so much for playing the game. And it's very, very sweet, but because this is an ongoing game, this game, unlike WoW, is very straightforward with what they are doing and what they are intending to do. And if those things can't be done, then they will tell you. So there's live letters every few months where they're like, here are the updates that we are doing, here's the content that we are adding, here's what you can expect, this is what we are trying to do going forward. So the moment that these servers got completely filled, Yoshi P wrote a message and said, we're working on it, but we're not going to be able to fix this before Endwalker, but we will try and relieve the stress of it before Endwalker, because this was a very sudden, sort of, influx of player characters. So, in this particular Rising, it was very sweet, and he was talking about, he's like, oh, I've been here for 10 years, and that's how long Yoshi P has been here, fixing this game. The calamity is not just, you know, in reference to the story, but also a calamity is what this game almost had happened to itself. It was gonna go down, and if he didn't succeed in fixing it, then there would be no Final Fantasy XIV. As of it just wouldn't be up anymore. So one of the big concerns when they were talking about Endwalker being the end of this story was that, especially with Yoshi P working on Final Fantasy XVI, that he was going to leave. And they were like, well, he fixed the game, it's making lots of money, and now he's going to go on his way. And he said that when he heard everyone saying that, it brought him to tears. Because he loves this game. And he said at the Fan Fest, he's like, Final Fantasy XIV, I consider my life's work. And I will be working on it until I can no longer work on it. And so, for those that don't watch the live letters or are able to see the Fan Fest, his little character, right there with the big Endwalker moon, was like, I will continue writing stories, even after this one concludes, so you don't need to worry, and thank you for playing my game. And I love this game so much, and Yoshi P is so sweet. It's very good. Yoshi assume he's a good guy. And it maybe it really is just well done marketing. But I don't know. I love the people that work on this game. It feels very wholesome. It's good. I'm excited. I am sad at the end of the Heidelin and Zodiac arc. I'm sad to see it end, but it's good to have an end, and I'm excited for what new things are on the horizon. But we'll experience it when we get there. But yeah, 6.0, or 6.0, the expansion that's Endwalker, that is the end. Despite the patches, 6.1, 6.2, 6.3, the story ends with that expansion. No, 16 is just a regular ass Final Fantasy game. But you can see how heavily influenced it is by... You can see, if you've watched any of the trailers for Final Fantasy 16, you can see his fingerprints all over it. With, like, the Phoenix and, like, Shiva, I think. The Phoenix is a big one. I'm like, oh, there it is. That's the Final Fantasy 14 Phoenix. So, you can see a lot of his little fingies all over it. So... I think I'm stuck with this umbrella. Oh, these are pretty. These are pretty fireworks. And then Minfilia, fake Minfilia, has fireworks. I think that's all she sells. I'm surprised we didn't. I guess the umbrella counts as our rising gift. It's usually a minion. Not this year. Must have missed something. But I think that's the end. Oh, the red one's a popular one. She looked over at me. Alright, you good? Yeah. Alright. Let us go continue story. Someone's playing sick beats over here. Oh, it's Final Fantasy. I think. Oh, beans. I think we've like quite a walk. Oh no, wait. This isn't it. No, we're good. It's like, oh Jesus. Alright, story time. Story time. Story time. Probably won't be finishing up Stormblood today. We will definitely finish up tomorrow. Rather cowardly of them, uncharacteristically so. I don't know why the Imperials would abandon Aligiri without a fight, but I'm glad that they did. So that's why the village was unharmed. Oh, look at these outfits. Ooh, the tank one is nice. Tank outfits are always nice. Ooh. Those are all sick. Minago would rather not keep General Alden and the others waiting. Well, you heard the Flame General. Looks like we've got a meeting to attend. Should probably... That everyone? Then let us begin. Alighieri is ours, and for mercy we took it without losing a single man, but we dare not grow complacent. Specula Imperatus will not be so easily won. If I may, General, should we not pause to consider the Imperial's motivations? For Xenos to surrender a fortified settlement of strategic importance without so much as firing a shot? Inexplicable. We searched the village and found no traps or other signs of sabotage. Suspicious though it may be, I will not refuse this gift from our enemy. The path to Alamigo is through the east, through Specula Imperatus and Castrum Abania. It bears repeating, however, that the latter is home to a massive cannon with unparalleled range and destructive power. Which means that we will need to strike Specula Imperatus quickly, both to limit their ability to locate our forces in the field and to utilize the installation as a shield against attack, as they would doubtless not risk damaging the towers. I see. Then we have no choice but to accept what we have been given. Aye, that is the way of it. I no doubt that Xenos has got something planned, but we'll just have to deal with it when the time comes. To the assault, then. The main host will commence a direct assault on Specula Imperatus. During this time, I would hold the Scions in reserve at Alighieri to deal with any Imperial forces that may be dispatched in response. Understood. Wait a minute. We should be fighting with you in the Resistance. I understand you don't want to rely too much on Akali after what she's been through, but at least let the rest of us do our part. Where's the no option? Don't do anything too reckless, alright? I won't. I promise I'll do what Conrad says. Mayhap it would be best if I accompanied you. Elizay can stay with Akali. Oh, go if you must. The two of us can take care of ourselves. You have your orders. Dismissed. Elise just really started off swinging at my patience. No, what are they doing to cry? Don't worry about it. She's literally been fridged.
Let us see. So, she lives. Impressive. Or merely lucky, though that too may prove a useful trait.
My lord, what have you done to me?
Though we Garlians are intellectually and physiologically superior in almost all respects, we lack the hereditary traits required for the reliable manipulation of ether, hence our unique inability to wield magics. This deficiency, for want of a better word, saw us subjected to decades of oppression by the lesser races, and we were eventually driven to seek shelter in the cold northern reaches of Ilsabard. Fortunately, said region was replete with vast deposits of ceruleum, which proved instrumental in the development of Magitech, a revolutionary technology conceived to compensate for our disadvantage. It was with Magitech that we grew strong, that our nation became an empire. Yet, ultimately, this was an extrinsic solution to an intrinsic problem. What I wanted was not a crude device to be used in lieu of magic.
This man is not a Garlean. I'm like 100% that Aluis is a Huer. Hold on. I need to do a Google. He's speaking with such insufferable superiority that I'm like, I thought you were a healer. Well, let's see. Oh, he
whole
is
ass
girly.
Google.
When we made the doll for that girl, I don't think we put the dot on his head. All right.
We sure didn't.
He's like, I remember double checking, and he was a healer. Welp. Garlean he is.
Through modification of the Garlean
The
genome,
thing
I argue
was
that
pinned
it
to his
might be
head
possible
anyway.
to
That's
enhance a subject's ability to manipulate ether, effectively empowering them to wield magics. Alas, my theories were met with consternation in the Imperial Court. Only Lord Xenos, with commendable foresight and wisdom, deigned to support my research.
You gave me this treatment, but I'm not Garlean.
Alamegan through and through. What you have been granted is far greater than mere magic. Before that lesser light, it is as a second sun.
I am informed that Alighieri was recently occupied by the Resistance, and that an attack on Specular Imperatoris is considered imminent. This could provide an ideal opportunity to test her performance in the field.
Your skulls, was it? They have joined the garrison at the Watchtower?
Yes, my lord. By your leave, I would rendezvous with them and lead a counterattack against the insurgents.
No. Even were you to leave now, you would not arrive in time. There is another duty I would entrust to you.
Found you.
God, it's been a minute since we saw Thancred. So full of fire and eager, weren't they? Well, I wouldn't worry too much. They're strong and they have each other. Well, at least he spared me the trouble of having to speak up. I wasn't about to let Lys go alone. Alize is ready to depart Alighieri when you are. Oh, I get a healer version of your coat. Fantastic. Interesting that casting and healing don't look identical like they always do. We have a bit of ground to cover, so we should split up. If you come across any Imperial soldiers, you know what to do. Oh, and so you know, I sent word to Arnvold's squadron. They are already searching other nearby areas, so we have allies in the event we encounter anything beyond our means. I guess I thought he was a Huron because he was so small. Hurons have Elysian, or I'm sorry, Garleans have Elysian models, so they're usually tall. Nero has an Elysian body, but Sid has a Huron. I guess they're sometimes kind of small. They're normally quite large. Oh, it made sad dying puppy sounds.
Oh no.
How close are you to 66?
I'm about 2 million away.
So not this.
So I'm like 1/3 away.
Oh, you might get it. We get a lot of XP for finding new areas. Neat. 69. Give me a moment, Akali. Say that again, if you would? No, maintain your distance for now. Understood. Keep me apprised of any developments. That was Arenville. The pair that was spying us on the fringes has followed us here. What about you, Akali? Any trouble? And here I was thinking we might be due for some peace and quiet. Glad to hear you dealt with them. I hope the assault on Specula Imperatus is going well. Give me my coat.
You've improved, lad.
Come now, father. You lured the fool onto my blade, and do not try to deny it.
Our work here is all but done. What of Conrad and his men?
They are for the main tower. The skulls have offered fierce resistance thus far, but Conrad seems to believe he can convince them to lay down their arms.
Then we will tend to the stragglers down below. With me!
Report.
Enemy forces have overrun the lower facilities and appear to be mounting an assault on the main tower. We have already received a request for reinforcements. A unit of legionaries has been mustered and is ready to depart. They await your orders, Commander.
Stand down.
Commander?
Tell them to stand down.
Commander, if I may, our people, your people are still in there. They will be slaughtered.
You think I don't know that? I want nothing more than to help them. To lead the bloody charge. But I have my orders. Lord Xenos said no reinforcements. He would have us use the main cannon to destroy the installation.
What? Kill our own soldiers? You must be mistaken.
Mayhap you'd like to ask Lord Xenos yourself. I thought not. Initiate the firing sequence. Wars are won on the backs of the dead. Theirs and ours. There is no truth but this. We must remain firm and resolute and always, always do our duty. Now, give the order.
Initiate firing sequence.
Aye, aye. Initiating firing sequence. Release safety locks. Deploy main cannon.
Ansfrid, Rudolph, Emlyn. For us. For our people. For our future.
I need you to confirm the target, Commander.
Specula Imperatoris, main tower. Fire when ready.
What in the seven hells?
Long-range artillery.
Those treacherous bastards. Their people were still fighting. Full retreat! Now! Relay the orders!
Understood. All forces retreat! I repeat, all forces retreat!
By the 12, did you see that? The main tower just collapsed. You heard it too, didn't you? It must have been the cannon at Castrum Abania, but that was an Imperial installation, and their troops were still... Damn it, no one's responding. I don't know if the shell is being jammed or... We have to go right now. They need our help. The fear in Alice's eyes is unlike anything you have ever seen before. This way! There's no time to lose! She's worried about Elf, but no. Whoops. Can you imagine worrying about your sibling?
Can you imagine worrying about your brother?
Target. It's worse than it looks. He probably wasn't even... Pull yourself together. The gate. This is our way inside. We need to find my brother right Now. The locks on the massive gate appear to have been disabled. You need only pry them open to pass through. It shall be done. Damn it, I don't see them. My brother or Lace? Maybe the general knows something. I'm glad you're here, Kali. In case it isn't obvious, the Imperials fired on us, on Specula Imperatus. I didn't think they had it in them to kill their own men just to kill us. Gods damn them all. Where is my brother? Tell me where he is. I want to see him. He was in the tower when it struck, but that need not mean anything. Our forces are still evacuating, and many remain unaccounted for. Alizé, listen. There are soldiers wounded and dying all around us. Soldiers with families just like you and me. They need our help. Do you understand? He's right. I'll take the north, you take the east. Thank you. I think I can manage on my own. For a moment there, I thought I was bound for Thal's Great Hall. Ye gods, what were the Imperials thinking? It's Scubby times now. I believe that is also canon. You wouldn't be happening to work with the Illuminati, would you?
The Illumagabis? No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
How do you feel about cheese?
The cheese recipe is mine by birthright.
Just give me a moment to let the world stop spinning, would you? There, Allegheri's not far. I'll make it. This is very serious situation to be like. It's Endy times. Yeah, this poor Gobby's like, this is not what was promised to me. Everything hurts. I think I was struck by debris from the tower. Wait, I know you. A Kaliana, ward of House Fort Tom. We fought together on the steps of faith. You saved my life back then. And now. I can walk. Thank you. 1,000 times thank you. Conrad! Conrad, can you hear me? Nago, put him down over there. Oh, hey, you're alive. There is something very cool about it. Akali, full glad am I to see. Wait, where is my sister? Oh, Jesus. Oh, mighty Ralgar. Oh, noble Azima, I beg of you, do not take him from us.
Conrad! Conrad, speak to me!
It was all so sudden. Conrad had just convinced the last few skulls to surrender when we heard the bang and everything started to shake. We carried the survivors to safety, but Conrad's... We have done what we can for him. All that remains is to pray.
Conrad?
Is that you, Lise? I can't see a damn thing. That's that then. Time's up.
What are you talking about? You'll be on your feet before you know it.
It's all right, Lise. I've lived long enough. But listen, I want you to lead the resistance in my stead.
Don't say another word. You'll recover. We'll recover. We'll bring freedom to Alamigo together. We're not going to stop here.
No, you won't. Everything we've built, everyone we've brought together, I know you'll show them the way. You've got it in you, Lise. Not because you're Curtis's daughter or Ida's sister, but because you're you. Because you're you.
Conrad.
Lead them to victory. To freedom.
I will, Conrad. I will. I promise.
I know, Mhigos. It should be you. We'll talk about that in a second. You're most welcome, Donald.
Double the charge!
Come, Nidhogg. We are needed.
That's the cerulean pipeline!
Impossible! How can one man... Shoot the bastard! Shoot him!
Shoot him! Oh. They fire like stormtroopers.
My lance has slain far greater beasts. You're welcome, boy.
Notify all units! I want that intruder found! And get the engineers to fix my bloody cannon!
Yeah, Estinian is just a wild man. He comes in, he does some absurd dragoon shit when he leaves. So, before we get into the rest of this, you know who should be leading the resistance?
Mhigos. Or
Mhigos.
somebody that's been here for the fight.
Yeah. Mhigos should be leading the resistance. There are probably several other people that should also be leading the resistance. You know who shouldn't be leading the resistance? Lise. It's so infuriating. this absurdly undeserved... Because, so, while we were doing stuff in Ishgard, for the entirety of the Heavensward expansion, she was here. Now, not as Lise. She was pretending to be Ida. Regardless, it's not like she was doing nothing and that she just suddenly came in.
That's fair.
Regardless, she wasn't a high member of the operation, but she was known. And she did stuff around here. And she had about like a year with them. Then we leave. We come here, we help the fight, then we leave. And we're gone for about 6 months. At the very least, probably longer. Because it's 2 months there. It was 3 months there, just about, and then 2 months back. Because we got put off course on our boat. So, and then all of that Doma stuff. So we're there for well over 6 months. I think the general consensus is it's probably about a year while you're gone to Doma. And then Conrad and all his stuff was doing stuff for a year as well. Lise comes back, and we have this single operation. And Conrad goes, I think I'm gonna make Lise Thea. I have someone in mind to replace me. And then as he's dying, he's like, yep, it's gonna be Lise. You know what? It should be Mhigos. It should be Mhigos as the leader, and maybe then like Lise is her second in command. And I think that would be fine. It's just unthinkable that she has been handed this position of power when she has done nothing to deserve it, really. It's so insanely frustrating, especially because she still, like, doesn't get it. She's getting it more than she did before she came here, but she just doesn't get it. And you can't have someone like that who, and even just before, when we were just like handing out orders of operations and stuff, and we were all supposed to stay there, and she's like, I'm gonna go fight, and I'm gonna go fight because I want to go fight. That's not leader material. She should have been like, you're right, I'm gonna stay here, and I'm gonna do what I'm told. But nope. And now she's leader of the resistance. It's absurd to me, and it's infuriating. Mhigos, you deserved better. It should be you.
It should have been you.
It should have been you. And we all know it. That it's not Mhigos is baffling to me. Who's been there from the beginning, who's been Conrad's second in command for years? Yeah. No, you can't not now. I know. It's okay, babe. Just cry it out. I'm not even talking to you, Lise. I'm done with you. We could have killed them. We could have walked away. But instead we tried to convince them to lay down their arms. We tried to seek a peaceful resolution. We showed them mercy, and this was their response. Fire and blood. This was their answer. Such crimes cannot go unpunished. They must not. Gods, as my witness, there will be a reckoning. Slowly, but surely, Alphino is regaining his composure. Forgive me. Now is not the time for vows of vengeance. We must remain calm and rational and in control. The Imperials have demonstrated a willingness to fire on their own. So long as we remain here, we are in danger. We three will see to Commander Kemp's body, find my sister, and return to Aligiri. Oh. I have the hiccups, and it's going to be a problem.
Ruh-roh.
Yeah. There. That should suffice for now. Go on and join the others. Tell me you found Alphino. Tell me he is all right. Oh, thank the 12. I don't know what I would have done. Those saying that... what will the Resistance do without Commander Kemp? Sorry, not here, not now. We should return to Aligiri. Keep an eye out for any wounded who need our help on the way.
Same bear.
Same bear.
Same bear.
I can't believe I didn't grab this on my mount. I kept meaning to, or my main. I kept meaning to, and then I forgot.
Now it's all over.
I'll get it next. You can buy it next year. Which I'll probably do. I'll wait till he's on sale for like a few dollars. I'll survive. What should we do? We've got plenty of our own wounded to deal with. Say the word and I'll finish him quick. It wasn't long ago I was trying to kill you and yours. I half suspected you were about to slit my throat. To hell's with this. I should be back home in Ilsapart instead of taking fire from my so-called comrades. Yeah,
Same
moves
bird.
like same bird. You copy me.
I mean, on my screen, I summoned my bird first.
Yeah, there's really firing on your own men historically in pretty much get on the wheel. Historically in like any media, that never actually goes well, and it just makes people angry. I think that's an A rating? It is! We will die if we even look at that thing.
Oh,
Done.
fancy.
Yeah.
I am strong, father.
If you want to go mess with that spider, go mess with that scorpion, and I'll watch you perish. It'll be funny. Thanks, friend. Bloody tourniquet came loose and I was having trouble getting it back on. I should be fine the rest of the way. Go on, touch it. See what happens.
Big hurt.
I can't heal you because when you die, that spider, he will come for me next.
Why is he still after me?
He's all done with you now. Hey, but you survived.
I did. I am a big, strong tank.
God, that was fucking funny. I want to just stay away from that scorpion. Because while, like, he didn't do a lot of damage to you, he will split me wide open. Oh, bless you, Wait, is that you, Kali? I didn't recognize you at first. Been feeling a bit dizzy. Must have had a loss of blood. I can keep going. I can keep going.
It's interesting that the Garlean soldier that we helped was actually from Garlean.
Yeah, Garlemald, yeah.
Garlemald.
Yeah, he's like, I want to go back home.
With my bear.
I took your bear. I was talking about this before. I don't know if I gave Lise enough of a second chance in this series, and I hope I didn't color your perception of her any.
No, she's pretty annoying.
I know we'd lose people doing this, but him? I was sure the old bear would outlast us all. I did what I could for those I found along the way, but some were beyond help. It's up to all of us to carry on in his stead. It's up to me. Akali, we've given over Commander Kemp's remains for safekeeping. Later, I have no idea when, rites must needs be performed. For now, however, we must carry on. We must press forward. We must not give in to despair. The question of how to move forward in Conrad's absence looms large over Alphinaud's mind. And all Alliance and Resistance units have now withdrawn from Specula Imperatus. It is time we spoke with General Alden. Oh, I never put on my new little coat. There. These deaths weigh heavy on my soul. Commander Kemp's most of all. He was a wise leader, he was a patriot, but above all else, he was a good man who will be sorely missed. One of many lost this day. I ask for a moment's silence to pray for the souls of the departed. We have suffered a grievous defeat, but we cannot and will not renounce this cause. The die has been cast. Hold tight to this grief, this anger, and let it drive you forward. Let it be your strength and your shield when next you face the enemy. It will carry us far, General. Of that I have no doubt. Ere we take another step towards Alamigo, however, we must first address the question of how to deal with Castrum Abania's cannon. If the Imperials are willing to employ that weapon without thought of their own soldier safety, we may struggle to approach them. A frontal assault is out of the question. We'd lose countless men before we even reach the walls. Would we? Recall the Imperials could have obliterated our forces and they kept firing, but neglected to do so. They had no strategic reason to cease fire, which begs the question, why did they? You suspect they were unable to fire the cannon again, mayhap due to a malfunction. Or one of their officers found his conscience after the first barrage, or a heretofore unknown resistance faction chose that moment to disable it. There are many possibilities, but the fact remains that they stopped when logic dictated they continue. Then I'll just have to go and see for myself if that cannon is still operational. Are you mad? Conrad put you in charge of the resistance. We can't risk losing another commander so soon. I know how you feel, Nago, I do, but I need you to understand. It wasn't long after Papalimo and I arrived at Ralker's Reach that Conrad first asked me to join the resistance, and then he kept on asking. Every time I said no, I told myself it was because of the Scions, but even then I knew deep down there was an excuse, that I was still afraid of following my heart, because I wasn't sure if it was for me or for Ida. But then I met someone on the other side of the world who had struggled with the same worries, and as we traveled and fought together, I saw him grow and become the leader of his people, the leader his people needed him to be. Now it's my turn to do the same. What the fuck is she talking about? I know she's talking about Hien, but Hien didn't need to go through anything? He knew exactly what he wanted to do and be? What the fuck is she actually talking about?
Yeah, Hien didn't really grow.
No, the whole entire thing of Doma was find Hien, get our army, get Castle back. And we did all that. I honestly don't know what she's talking about. Because it wasn't like... So here's the huge difference between Hien and Lise. Lise was like, we're gonna fight. Why aren't you fighting? Your life is terrible, so let's go on. And you might die and you might throw your life away, but it's still worth fighting for. Whereas Hien was like, he stayed away from his people to keep them safe, because if any were found harboring him, they would be killed. and he didn't, but they love him too much and Lord Cayenne too much to not turn him in. So to be away from his people was the smartest thing that he could do. And then he sort of let everything sit for a while because he wasn't capable of doing anything else. And then he left his people a choice. He's like, if you don't want to fight anymore, then I will offer the Garleans my life in exchange for all of yours. Because at my life, me still being alive, gives cause for the rebellion, and in turn the rebellion makes your lives miserable. And I'll put an end to it right here, and I'll give my life for the rest of yours. But if you want to fight, then I'm going to get an army, and we're going to fight. But he was already planning and hoping that his people were going to do that anyway, because he had the whole plan with the Nadam and everything. He knew what he wanted to do, and he knew how he was going to carry it out, so long it was the will of the people. And that was the fundamental difference between Lys and Hyen, was that if his people didn't want to fight anymore, he wasn't going to make them fight. And I feel that that's the stronger option, because we've talked about it a lot over Stormblood. Some of these people don't have anything left to give, but at least they're alive. And it's not the best lives, but at least they're living from like day to day. Some of these people don't have anything more to give, and if they fail, then their lives unimaginably get worse. But she didn't seem to care about that. So I don't know what she's talking about. I just I don't understand what she's talking about. She's like, yeah, I watched him grow into a leader. He was already a leader, actually, though. Oh, it's so frustrating. There's not a lot left of us, and the ones that are, many are still wounded. We have to make do with what we've got, and I'm the best qualified. It's as simple as that. But don't worry, Nago. I'll come back, I promise. No. You stay here now. While I acknowledge Commander Heck's right to carry out this mission, I see no reason why she should do so alone. Akali, would you go with her? She should stay here. She can't do everything. They're trying to put her into every slot imaginable. And she's just a peg that doesn't fit. She should have
got to keep her out of harm's way.
Yeah, I know. If they wanted her to be this commander, she should have never gone to Doma. And she should have grown off screen. And that would have been perfectly fine. And then she could have been like, I learned so much. I would have believed her. Instead of using Hyen's lack of growth, because he didn't need it, to be the excuse of why she now knows what she's supposed to be doing. Then it is settled. We will await your return.
Maybe if she had used different words. If she's like, I saw this great commander who knew exactly what he was, and he wasn't afraid to go into battle for his people.
Yeah, I think that's partly it, that they didn't describe it. Yeah, Stormblood has a lot of flaws storytelling-wise. And I think everything about Lys has been handled very poorly, in that there was a bit of they didn't know what they wanted to do with her, but they knew where they wanted her to be. And so she's sort of just been thrown into each situation, and she hasn't really stuck in any of them, because she's been everywhere. Everywhere we've gone and done, she's also been there too. I don't know. I'm still a little cold on it, simply because I don't think she should be where she is post Stormblood regardless. Yeah, well they threw her in every situation, and when she should have never gone to Doma. And I think that would have helped her story a lot. Because using Hyen as an example doesn't fit what Hyen was doing. More than a keeper, she needs a friend now. Stay close to her. One can't but wonder how the rank and file of the 12th Legion will view their leadership upon hearing that the fate of Specula Imperatus. Are you hitting her? Yeah. Comrade confided in me that he was considering naming her as his successor, so it didn't come as a complete shock. I mean, I was still surprised, but I've never once doubted his judgment. None of us have. If he thought Lys was his best choice, then she is. It should be Mhigos. It just should be. When did Lise become the leader of the resistance? That is... I suppose we have Hien to thank for this too? Why? I understand Mhigos' concern. If they were to lose another leader so soon after losing Conrad, the resistance might never recover. No, I think it'll be fine, because Mhigos will become leader. Sorry to drag you into this, Akali. It may not be the decision Conrad would have made, but I'm not Conrad. I never will be. I don't know what kind of leader he was hoping for, but right now, all I can do is be myself. Lisa's mind is made up.
Unfortunately.
I know. If you don't mind, I'd rather not wait around and have people try and talk me out of it. Let's get moving. I know a good vantage point overlooking the castrum. Nuncrump's Hope. The ship stranded on the rocks to the east here. It shouldn't take us long to get there. Oh, but there might be some ancient golems guarding it, or that might just be an old wives' tale. Either way, it's worth the risk.
Is it?
Lise, Commander, I pray you proceed with all due caution. Do not hesitate to call upon us if needed. To reach the ship, we'll have to scale the cliff face. I'll get some climbing gear and meet you there, alright?
Climbing gear, you say? We're about to have ourselves an accident.
There's a... At least I think the feelings on Lise are somewhat mutual across the board. I don't know if anyone feels quite as strongly as I do. There's a little video series I sometimes watch, and I can't remember what it's called, but he has the tiniest Lalafell, and then he gave her angry eyebrows, and then he talks like this, and he's like, am small, mad because tall, and it's just like stuff. It sounds like the movie, person who does like movie intros and stuff, and he did not care for Lise either. Yeah. Sorry to keep you waiting. I see you've met the golems. Looks like the old stories were true, eh? In a way, I'm glad. Right then, time to climb. I'm just constantly mad. This is not new, though. Phew. Took a bit more out of me than I expected. And here is Nuncrump's Hope, the ark that one man made to save countless others from the flood during the 6th Umbral Era. Thank you for Sippy. It's comforting to think that they have always been people who cared this much about fellow man, who accomplished such great feats that people couldn't help thinking they must be made up. But the proof's right here, isn't it? I don't just mean the ship, you know. I mean you. Long before anyone started calling you a hero, you were there for those in need. You did things for people when you didn't have to. Sometimes even when they didn't want you to. It can't have been easy, staying true to yourself. But we're all better for it, me included. I'll never be a leader like Conrad, or Hien, or my father. But I can be a friend to you all, and I can fight by your side. I can be me, and that'll just have to be enough, eh? Strange to think back on it. If we'd been standing in different places, or if the shell had struck the tower differently, it would have been me instead of Conrad. Or maybe both of us. What kind of monster murders their own? Is that smoke from Castro Abania? Wait, it's coming from the cannon. I can't tell what happened from here, but I can tell it won't be giving us any trouble in the immediate future. This is our chance, Akali, to avenge Conrad and all the others who died in the tower, friend and foe. To take Castro Abania and bring the bastards who gave the order to fire to justice. It won't be easy after the losses we took, but I know everything's championing at the bit to strike back. With the right plan, I'm certain we can do it. We have to tell the others. Come on. Easier down than up, eh? Though not necessarily safer. Anyway, no time to rest. We need to convince the others to strike now, before the Imperials have time to fix their cannon. Lise is not willing to let this opportunity pass you by. A new axe. Cute. There's no time to lose, Akali. General Alden needs to know what we saw. Excuse me, everybody, coming through. Giant whale. You look like you got something important to say. Well, did you learn anything of value? I'm relieved the two of you made it back in one piece. I mean, I always am, but it's a little different now, isn't it? You are returned. I only hope you bring good news. We scaled the cliffs of Nunyan Cuff's Hope and spied smoke rising from the Castron Abania's main cannon. I think Marshal Taupin's right. They didn't fire again because they couldn't. The cannon seems to have been disabled somehow. Then we must attack Castron Abania at once. It could still be a trick, but if it isn't, we may not get a better opportunity. Bluntly, General, if it is a trick, it is an utterly baffling stratagem. Had the Imperials wished to wipe us out, they could have simply kept firing. Be that as it may, we need not risk everything to seize it. I say we dispatch a small contingent to infiltrate the castrum and secure control of the weapon. If the enemy is preoccupied with repairs, we may be able to take them unawares. If, on the other hand, it is indeed a trick, our token force will prove an elusive target, and we will at least know the cannon is operational. Either way, it seems well worth the risk. But how are we to infiltrate the castrum? In anticipation of a day such as this, men and women under my command have labored long to cultivate a network of informants throughout Garabania, including Redidea. Redidea is a home to many who hold menial positions at Castrum Abania and other nearby installations. With the aid of our allies there, I believe we can secure a route into the fortress. The Resistance will handle this. You may have recruited these informants, but they'll be just as happy working with fellow Alamegans. And at the end of the day, it's our land, our responsibility. Let's do right by Conrad. I should be glad to accompany her, General, as would Alize and Akali, I am sure. Well then, if you are all in agreement, I see no reason to refuse you. We will make ready to march on Castrum Abania. Go, and may Ralgar watch over and keep you. My apologies for speaking on your behalf. It would seem my sister's forthright manner is rubbing out on me. I confess my decision to volunteer was not wholly motivated by concern for Lise, nor less Alamigo. Castrum Abania is the largest Imperial facility in the Peaks, you see, and so the likelihood that Kryl is being held captive there is quite high. Dealing with that cannon remains our main objective, of course, but if there is even a chance that Kryl might be rescued in the process, I would never forgive myself if I did not take it. Elfino is ready to lead the way to Reddita. So to review, we are to travel to Reddita, where we will meet with a contact recruited by Marshal Tauropan's agents. I took the liberty of reviewing intelligence reports while Akali and Lyse were away, so the settlement is not wholly unfamiliar to me. As the Vice Marshal indicated, the vast majority of the populace is employed as menial labor in either Specula Imperatus or Casturabania. Perhaps, as a result of this, the Resistance has long struggled to make inroads there. Aye, you have the right of it. They got a better deal than most Alamegans, feeding off what scraps the Imperials gave them. Damned if I know how Marshal Tauropan's agents got one of them to turn his coat. I understand your disdain, I do, but I also understand the desire to look after their families by any means necessary. I know. Top 10 percentile. Our contact is a Roganan woman. She will ask us a question. After we answer with courage, she will know us as friends. Courage, right. Put together a squadron, Nago. We'll need them soon. With me, my friends, and be ready for anything. Big thunders overhead.
Big thunders.
Big thundy. As always with big storms, we are at risk of losing power. It's been happening a lot lately. So, if we suddenly go dark, it's because we perished in a storm. If there were Magitech armor nearby, surely we would have heard them by now. Keep an eye out, would you? Something doesn't feel right. I know you're out there. See, what did I tell you? Let us continue on to Specula Imperatus. I love this label. That would have been an unceremonious ending to our tale. nothing to it. Of course, there were still soldiers lurking about. Fortunately, they were no match for Lys. Come, Redita is not much further. Of course, in light of our recent encounter, it would be prudent to proceed with caution and remain vigilant for our Imperial forces. We got him. Dumb. A
Why
jump.
is that ticket man faster than us?
Because he's finished the quests out, the main story quest out here, so he has the medium riding speed. Nary a soldier in sight. Mayhap they really were recalled to Castra Babania. I thought they said this was a village. It looks more like a work camp. Looks like it's safe to enter. I don't see any Imperials, and I don't see smoke above Castra Babania anymore. Do you think they fixed the cannon already? New stick. And it glows. Look at it. Ooh. Boing. What's your new accent like?
Oh, I'm already talking to Lys.
Wow. The Rogadan woman you seek is somewhere in Redatia, and Lys is eager to find her. I'm simply going to say it differently every time. Alphino said we were looking for a Rogadan woman, right? And that we should answer her question with courage? I suppose we'll just have to strike up a conversation with every one of them until we find our contact. Let me know if you find her, and I'll do the same.
Where you going?
I don't know. Just kind of zoned out.
Okay.
It's fine. Ain't seen you around before. Takes a certain kind of woman to walk into a place like this uninvited. One with courage, I suppose. Courage, you say? Well, that's in short supply these days. Better keep your head down and go along to survive. Call me a coward too if you like, cause I'll not speak on it more. At least not here. Outside Radita, behind these barricades over yonder. On the other hand, I was just cruising along. Hey, was that who I think it was? Well, that's a relief. Or a trap. Either way, I'll find Alphino and Alizé. We'll meet you there. Not followed, were you? Good. That all of you, is it? Let's get to it then. Name yourselves. We are Scions of the Seventh Dawn, friends of Marshal Tropan. Name is Stark. Stark Woad. The rest you know, or we wouldn't be here. This is about Specula Imperatus and the canon, isn't it? Just so. Can you tell us what happened? I overheard soldiers talking while working in the mess. The cerulean pipeline feeling the cannon was destroyed by an unidentified male insurgent, they said. One man single-handedly disabled the cannon. That beggars belief. Nevertheless, that's what they said. It took a while, but they finally put the fires out, and the engineers have been working day and night to repair it. Wish I could tell you more, but the incident had everyone jumping at shadows and afraid to say much more. To make matters worse, Alamig and help have been sent home indefinitely. So the cannon could already be fully operational. We need to sneak inside Castro Mabania to ensure the cannon is no longer a threat to our troops. Could you help us? Aye, that much I can do. I've pieced together a map of the interior over the years, and I know for a fact there are multiple points of entry. Impressive. If we split into several groups, that may improve our odds of reaching the fire control center. We may be few in number, but I have faith that we can see this through. That he is. It's good to see that even this deep within occupied territory, there are still those that would defy their oppressors. It's thanks to the brave men and women like her that we still have a chance to win this war. As usual...
I'll show you my axe.
Oh. Ooh. I like the red coloring on it. Yeah. Please respond, I'm showing you my axe. As usual, Elvino has a brilliant plan. We have that for which we came. All that remains is to make our preparations. Akali, you and your ever-dependable allies will enter the castrum, and my sister and I by way of ventilation ducts leading to the hangars. From there, you will proceed into weapons research and unleash bloody mayhem. At the same time, Alice and I will create a diversion elsewhere, and in the ensuing confusion, Lise and her unit will attempt to reach the fire control center undetected. If all goes to plan, our three parties will subsequently converge on this location, and together we will secure the cannon before finally notifying the Alliance that they are clear to attack. Sounds simple enough. I'll go and brief Nago on the details. The rest of you come with me. We'll need to deal with the Magitech patrols before you can infiltrate the castrum. Oh, my back is popping.
Necessarily want to help you with the draft.
It's a Gemma. Quickly and quietly, so as not to raise the alarm. Here's hoping there aren't too many for us to handle. Almost there, friends. Your point of entry is just around the bend, up ahead. The last patrol should be here any minute. Once you've dealt with them, we'll be clear to advance. Assuming they keep to their usual schedule. Might be prudent to stand watch for a moment after, just in case. By Ralgar, I knew you lot were good, but never expected you to defeat them so swiftly. Akali is the finest warrior I know. I should like to think we have learned something from our time in her company. Now, where's the entrance to the ducks? Right behind you. I've mapped the branches, so you should have no trouble reaching the hangars or any number of other places. Understood. Thank you again for your invaluable assistance. As discussed, Akali, we shall divide into 2 groups and proceed via separate routes into the castrum. Remember that our objective is to cause as much chaos as possible to draw the Imperials away from Lise and her men. If there's nothing else, I'll return to the Resistance forces and show them their entrance. May Ralgar guide you to victory. This is your last chance to make preparations, Akali. When you and yours are ready, we shall begin. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let me make sure I have all my shit on. Good. Oh, it's been a minute. I don't usually get this one on roulettes. Get Doma Castle a lot, but... Oh, I think this has the boss that I think it does. Does your is your chat box easily readable?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, it's in a good position, but can I read?
That is the question, is it not? Take stance before you get too far. I've turned all my buttons. So you have a samurai, which is the strongest melee, and you have a dancer, which has huge AoEs, and it's very easy for them to steal aggro from you by accident. So make sure you're using your AoEs as much as possible, just to secure aggro safely.
Okay. The right fist is their thing.
Yeah. I dance! I dance, partner! It's true. When you go to the place called Boja, there's these things called lost actions. Ooh. And, you can do some crazy powerful stuff with them. There was some crazy stuff happening there. You okay, Keith?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, because the dancer was eating all the damage.
It said I had all the aggro though.
Interesting. And I was doing 400k blood lilies on white mage, and that was like I was dance partnering. There was like buffs up for me. I had my own lost actions up. We were waiting for the ninja's trick attack, and I was just like, BAM! Crit direct hit 400k blood lily, and I was like, yes, the power. Okay, so just attack this guy as normal. He's gonna dart around, so don't worry about positioning him too much. Just turn him around as and remember to mitigate. So there's gonna be soldiers that are heading to a cannon. We want to kill those soldiers. And then someone, hopefully, is gonna use the cannon to fire on him to stop him from doing this. Because there's nothing, he's not gonna stop until he's been shot with the cannon. No, he's doing his dart around, so we gotta wait for the soldiers. Green those boots. I will green that bracelet. So we're gonna attack these individual pods. You can attack them one at a time. If we don't kill them all in time, monsters will come out. That's what we'll get to. So just make sure you grab them, boys. That's a ring for you if you want to need them. Oh, I imagine your accessories could use some help. The motorcycles are gonna come across. Same thing again with the canisters. For everyone we don't destroy, a monster comes out. There's motorcycles out at the side. Okay, this next boss can be a little tricky. The reason I asked you about your text box is he's gonna say 2 elements, and you want to get into the 3rd element he doesn't say.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, but it'll make more sense when you see the rings and stuff. I'll try and pull you if I can only do it once, but if things are looking a little wild. There's also gonna be meteors we need to stand in. So make sure you do that. And that was the tank buster.
Did you get hit by it?
You got hit by it very hard. Okay.
Fine.
That's the. Make sure you're standing in that in the center. There you go. So it's created an element. He's gonna tell us what element in a second, or that we want to be. Lightning and ice. We want to be in fire. So you're good. Okay. You started.
I love not moving.
Meteors. Ice and fire. So you want to be in lightning. So you want to come over here. There you go.
Oh, did I not make it in time?
No, I just wanted to make sure you got it. That's a necklace for you. So neat on that. That's a hat for me.
Oh, you put things on. Yay! Nice hat.
Thank you. So these containers are going to spew out enemies, so just do a little bit at a time. And make sure to grab the bits. There's a whole bunch of enemies. Hello! So they're gonna come out on both sides at the same time. I am not too bad. How are you? Good, good. Welcome to a Final Fantasy weekend. I have no idea.
I was just looking at stuff. I'm not even there.
Ah, yes. This is just a lot of AoE stuff. Keep them in the middle.
Scyther, what happened to you?
Ba-da, 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 ba-da. Oh, I don't need earrings. Ketsu Slash is probably a tank must. But yeah, this is mostly just dodging AoE. I enjoy this game a great deal and find it is very fun. I'm also a very big fan of the story. I'm complaining a lot about the story today, but that's just because I care about it so deeply. I enjoyed it a great deal. Make sure to get the claws off of us, everyone, and then we're gonna have to destroy that hacker soon after. There we go. Oh god. Whew. You interrupt me, guest? How dare you? Targeted. I think I saw a suit of armor just for you. Just for me. Yeah. It said male armor. I was like, huh? And the music dropped. Black mage staff. Oh no, that's dragoon. I won't take that. I need that. Hella. I wanna calm the dancer, but she's already gone. I think I got a necklace out of here. What was your freebie item?
How do I know?
So what's it? Do you have anything best in slot?
Oh, I think I had some new shoes.
Ooh. Yeah, new shoes.
I'm talking about those kicks.
This hat is, the more I wear it, looking at this hat, the more I think it's really cute. That being said,
It's like a baby chef hat.
that being
For
said,
babies.
for babies. Can't go to war without your bunny ears. Let's go.
Can't believe.
I know, I know.
Are you all right?
Ah, I think that answers my question. We've accomplished our objectives as well.
Lisa's unit should be advancing upon the fire control center in the command tower. Let us join them. Lise! Thank the 12 you're all right.
And you. There's the control center. Let's hit them hard and fast. Ready?
They're here!
It was you, wasn't it? Wasn't it?
I gave the order to fire.
It was over! The Skulls had surrendered, no one else had to die, and you killed them! Your own people! Your own comrades!
You're right! I killed them. Ansfrid, Rudolph, Emlyn, all the rest. Trained and fought with every last one of them. Good soldiers to a man. I gave the order that led to their deaths. And I knew exactly what I was doing. But why? Why would you do that? They died so that all Alamegans could live free. That was all we ever wanted. We made a promise that we would do whatever it took so that one day the Imperials would learn to accept us. But everything comes at a price. And if you haven't got the means to pay, then you pay with blood. Service guarantees citizenship, but citizenship guarantees naught. It's not enough to do your part, oh no. You have to run faster, fight harder, kill more and more and more, and only then will you be equal. That's just how it is out here in the provinces. You buy your freedom with blood. There is no other way. Shut up! Shut your mouth! You don't get to talk about freedom. You killed your own. They trusted you, and you killed them. Murderer! Butcher! Traitor! Lise! Gotcha! I know what you can do. I've already seen it.
Alize!
Even so, the odds are against me.
I'll have her do that a lot.
Coward! Get back here! Hero! Lord Xenos invites you to join him for the royal hunt, to be hosted at the palace. You may bring your horde, if you like. All are welcome.
She'll be all right, but we'll need to carry her. Will you help me? Thank you. Lise, I leave matters here in your hands.
Right.
Nobody here but us rabbit. Oh, she's gone. Well, we did it. Castrum Abanya belongs to us now. Nago and her people took Alize to Radita to receive treatment. Alphano tells me she'll make a full recovery. I know I should be happy. We won, and with minimal casualties, but somehow it feels empty. We should report to General Alden. Cryo wasn't here, but who knows? Maybe one of Raubon's men found something which could lead us to her. Can't hurt to ask, anyway. Raubon wishes to thank you for your service. Akali, Commander Hext, fine work you did today. After Specula Imperatus, we needed a resounding victory like this. Thanks to you, Ralgo's star yet burns bright. I'm glad, I really am, but you should know that Alize was injured on the fighting. Regrettable, but I am pleased to hear that she will make a full recovery. Fedorla's parting words, on the other hand, ring less favorably in my ears. But if Xenos wishes to invite us to his so-called royal hunt, then this bull would fain accept. What troubles you, Lise? Oh, it's nothing, really, just that we're almost to the end, but we've still got to save Kryl and do so much more. We'll find her soon enough. Pippin has his best men scouring the Castrum's archives as we speak. Listen, Lise. It will take time for us to fully occupy the Castrum and prepare to advance to the locks. While we wait, there's something I would like to show you. Both of you. After all, this may be the last chance we have to catch our breath before the final push. I don't see why not. Come with me to Reddita. From there, we'll need to follow another road south. Where? I don't think I know this village. It's so small. Even after all these years, it's still the same. But I'm getting ahead of myself. You deserve a proper welcome. Oh, they've pantsed me. Real tragedy. Damn, those really
get pantsed, nerd.
I've been pantsed. Robon would share with you a story. Akali, Lise, I brought you both here for a reason.
I wanted to show you this house. My house.
You mean this is where you grew up?
Aye. Not much to look at, is it? Same could be said of the village. It was damn near impossible to live off the land, barren as it was. Which is why so many of us traded our plowshares for swords. Swords and uniforms, mind. We became military men. Tensions were rising between Alamigo and the Empire, and there was always a need for more soldiers to watch the border. It was only a matter of time before the first skirmishes broke out. It's a frightening thing to face Magitech armor for the first time. But after a lot of trial and error, I found ways to bring them down. After a few victories, people even said I had a knack for it. And then one day they hit us. Hard. I was wounded and sent home to recover. Back here.
He's a Rogadin. So is Gongetsu. They have unique faces. Unlike actual Rogadin models that you can have, so it's easy to like... They've made them look kind of handsome. So it's easy to... Rogadin tend to have like rounder faces in my opinion, or like more blocky, but they really like smoothed and softened Robon's face so he doesn't look like a square.
you remain silent for fear of the Mad King's vengeance? Of his eyes and ears in the shadows and his knives in the dark? You, who call this living dishonor our nation? It is but a slow death.
I don't know if you remember, because it has been some time.
Liberty or death? Liberty or death! If this be your creed, then raise up your hands, raise up your voices! Together we will tear Theodoric from the throne! Together we will reclaim our freedom!
I don't know if you remember, but that first whole thing he said, it is not but a slow death. That is exactly what Ilbert said to you before he threw himself off the cliff or the tower.
Oh my.
Yeah, it's basically word for word what Ilbert said to you. And there he is.
Send you home to men, did they?
Aye, sir. Garlean's got the better of us. The chirurgeons say I'm healing well, so it won't be long now.
Liberty or death, is it? Tell me, soldier. What do you think those words mean?
We must needs be willing to die for liberty.
Spoken like a true patriot. But liberty should not be the end in of itself. Liberty is a chance to build something better. A stronger, more prosperous home for our people. It's not quick or easy work. And it is never truly finished. But if you neglect it, then sooner or later, you look up to find you've traded one tyrant for another.
Well, sir, I've never asked for much. Never wanted to live like a king, just wish it were a little bit easier is all. For me and everyone else. And I'm willing to die for that, if that's what it takes.
Dying is easy, soldier. Living is harder. Rest, mend. Regain your strength. You'll need it in the days to come. And mayhap one day we will need it too.
Conrad chose you as his successor, Lise, and I will not gainsay his decision. I have but one question to ask. Liberty or death? Those were Curtis's words and his creed. Will you swear by your father's creed before your comrades and the gods?
Liberty or death. That's all you can hope for in war. Father understood that. And you want to know if I do too. I swear to you, here and now, I will fight until the end. Be it liberty or be it death. But the freedom we win must be for every Alamegan, even ones like Fordola, though they may hate us, and the Ananta, though they may fear us. We'll fight, and we'll talk, and we'll find a way to make it work for all of us. Compared to all that, Retaking our home will seem like the easy part.
A good oath. And there is naught else to say. You are indeed your father's daughter.
Even a blind man could see that Lise wasn't herself. Not that I don't understand. To be thrust into a position of authority under such circumstances, to be made responsible for the lives of so many, it isn't easy. And when you see your friend get cut down before your eyes, it only gets harder. I'll wager she thought Elise was dead for a moment back there. 'Tis one thing to risk your life for a cause, but to risk that of another is a burden no soldier is ever truly ready to shoulder. The fear, the guilt, it weighs on her. That's good. It'll make her a better commander. But first she needs to learn to carry it, to not let it break her, to remember that some causes are worth fighting for. Liberty or death, her father's words gave me strength once. Mayhap they'll do the same for her now. Right then. I think I've said enough. The two of you can head back. I mean to stay a bit longer. I understand. He's been away for a long time and he probably wants to be alone for a while. Let's head back to Ratata. Ching, ching, ching. Wait, am I the only one who feels like I'm being watched? I don't know if it's Imperials or bandits, but I know there's more than one of them. Let's split up. You head northwest and I'll head northeast. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think so. Oh, I feel like it didn't load in. 7 hells, she's seen us. Sod it. Death's as good as alive to the Imperials. There's a double XP fate up here for you. Whoa. I need to switch classes, but I will do it with you. I like this one griffin at a time. Let's see what our feather count is. You should be good now. Alright, we can stay as Gunbreaker. Because when we got a minute till it ends, but you'll still get the experience if we walk away.
Don't look right.
You can get a mount of this thing.
This thing don't look right.
You don't love it? It's just a camel joint.
I don't like that his hips and shoulders are protruding, and spine.
Well, you're not perfect either. They attacked you too, didn't they? I had no choice. They're Alamegan, not even conscripts by the look of them. Barely adults. In fact, some of their faces look familiar. Wait, I remember. They're from Reddita. Must have seen us when we were looking for Stark. They probably thought the Imperials would reward them if they captured or killed... Oh gods! Alize and Alphinaud could be in danger too. We have to get back to Reddita and find Nago. Jammy camel. It's true. Oops. What's all this about? You two look ready for a fight. We were ambushed by villagers outside of Reddita and thought they might try to attack you too. Are you alright? Aye, we're fine. The twins are at Stark's. Alice was asleep last I checked. Sorry, did you say you were ambushed by villagers, not soldiers? Did they not see what we just did to Castrum upon ya? Goddamn fools. Elise, Akali, we overheard you talking. The ones that attacked you, they were young, less than 20 summers? Aye, I thought so. It's always the young ones. The ones who have only ever known the occupation. They're the ones you've got to look out for. See, the only decent work to be found in Reddita is for the Imperials, and everyone knows it. Children grow up knowing it. They have it pounded into their skulls, and that the best they can hope for is to serve an Imperial officer. Bloody fools! After everything they've seen us accomplish, they ought to be begging to fight the Resistance, not against us. They've been living in the shadow of the Castrum their whole lives. A few victories won't change that. Aye. You get someone who can't wait to spit in a soldier's eye, but they get beaten for their trouble or worse. Even so. And the ones that don't fight back, but refuse to beg, well, they just starve. Beat the dog that bites his master's hand, and ignore the dog that refuses to do his bidding, see? In the end, the ones that learn to abide are the ones that survive. Now, you may say that's all about to change, and I believe you. Many here do. But a young man or woman who grew up knowing only what he knows has got every reason to doubt. Remember that. Do what you have to, if it comes to it, but remember that. The sooner we liberate Alamigo and bring an end to the occupation, the better. Only then can we show these youths that things do not have to be this way. Only then will they know what it means to live free. We're going to build a new home for ourselves, together, a better home than what they've known. to our next city. We have time for that. LSA will make a full recovery, but I doubt she will be well enough to take the field again before this is over. I'll never get used to it, killing my own countrymen. In the heat of battle, it's either you or them, but after... when you've had time to think about what you've done. I can imagine how you must feel, but I want you to know that many of us here are grateful for what you did at Abanya. Elise has a proposal. I've been thinking, if Alize needs more time to heal, maybe we should move her to Ralger's Reach. She can receive much better care there, after all. Our infirmary is probably the best place for her, short of sending her to Gridania. Indeed, but given what Mistress Woad has told us, I would rather she did not remain here. Then it's settled. Nago, go and see about getting us a carriage and an escort. Albino, you should go get your sister ready for the journey. Akali, would you mind going on ahead and telling Orlia that we're on our way? I want a bed waiting for Alize when she arrives. Thanks. Oh, the little purple ones? Yeah, they're nice. Do you require assistance? Very well, we will make ready to receive the patient at once. Give me a hand, would you? There, all crisp and freshly laundered. We're here. Is everything in order? Right, we're bringing her in. Honestly, Elfiner, you don't have to go to all this trouble. What can I say? It seemed a good way to discourage you from limping off to battle when my back was turned. Listen to Orella, please. You need your rest. I know. Any news of Kryle? She'll be cross if you make her wait too long, as will I. A chilling prospect indeed. I will find her, sister, and I'll fight twice as hard for the both of us. They're good together, when they're not at each other's throats. I miss that feeling. Akali, I have a favor to ask. Would you mind waiting outside for me? I won't be a moment.
Sorry to have kept you waiting. Well, what do you think? I know it's a bit old-fashioned, but in a traditional sort of way, Ida wore it whenever she could. Not that I'm pretending to be her or anything. Not again. It's just... if this is the last battle we fight to free Alamigo, then she ought to be a part of it.
It's not quite your style.
Oh, I know, right? All these stupid frills everywhere. Anyway, the real reason I asked you here was to sneak in a warm-up before the final battle. There's this place I know where monks used to spar as part of their training. Care to join me?
Maybe we got a little carried away, but you have to admit, that was fun. Thank you, Akali. You're the best kind of friend, and that's the kind that's not afraid to knock some sense into you. Lee is feeling relaxed and refreshed. Now that Alize settled in, it's time we rejoined the fight. Sprightly, you know? Though, actually, maybe you and Alphino should go on ahead without me. I need to talk strategy with the officers, and that might take a while.
Would I not also be there for strategy? Or am I just a soldier to you?
You are just a soldier. A soldier. You simply do the fight, punch good. I like the Alamegan chocobo. However, they got the little purple feather, and their wings are real cute. Let's do one that's not flapping though. I should have been there with you to the end, if only I hadn't been so reckless. Ah, there you are. What was it that Lise wanted of you? Aha! A sparring match on the Destroyer's very palm. I would have liked to have seen that. But she is right. You have lingered here long enough. I am ready to part when you are. Take care, you two. Don't do anything I wouldn't. And you had better not rise from that bed until you were given express permission to do so. Urianger will be paying you a visit soon, and he is already worried enough as it is. We have a long road ahead of us. Lead the way, Akali. What?
I want to ride the whale.
You gotta use your words if you want to ride.
Thank you.
You didn't say anything, I just heard the sad
I was just running after the whale.
Stop. You gotta use words. Your high unit, A2, should state her intentions. Oh, you don't watch that playthrough, but it's a good reference. Oh, well, I really done it. I thought they wanted us to go out here, but... Oh, I see. I don't know if we can go this way. We'll find out.
The road looks pretty broken.
There will be someone here, or there won't be. That's gonna be a negatory. We're gonna have to, excuse me, little rat people. We're gonna have to teleport south and then walk all the way. You're right. As a good passage from the Bible. The good Bible. Oh, it wants us to go so we can't go up here because there's ridges, so we have to go all the way around. That's how it wants us to go. Oh man. Oh man. Oh, beans. Is there a better way to do this? I don't think so, actually.
No.
Yeah, there's no other way to get to the locks. And we definitely couldn't go through the middle way. Yeah. Maybe here? I don't think so. And there was no one at that door, so... Are you still here, Mr. Scorpion? Why hasn't a train come and decimated the life out of you? You're on your own now, sadly.
So it goes.
Sorry to leave you behind like that.
That's okay, I was blowing my nose.
Oh no, are you sicky?
Nah. I sneezed and it ruined my life.
Wow, such is life. wish they hadn't made us go all the way back to Rylgars to witness that scene from the trailer. It's not a big deal. Because this was a tedious little walk. Pipon? You are returned! How is your sister, Elfino? Her rapier wit remains undulled, for better or for worse. Have there been any developments in our absence? I am proud to say that Castra Mabania is now wholly under our control. At present, we are taking stock of the enemy's supplies and redistributing them amongst our men. Also, while shifting through the officers' departments, we learned that a unit of skulls under Frodola's command passed through the Castraman route to the capital, with a single prisoner in their custody. Gryle! It has to be her. In all likelihood, yes. You will be glad to hear that the tunnel leading to the locks has been secured by our soldiers and is now safe for travel. And one final piece of good news. Reinforcements from all 4 Alliance nations have arrived and joined the main host, which has established a new base of operations within the locks. Commander Hex should be arriving soon, yes? When she does, we will call a meeting to discuss the final stages of Rylgar's beacon. Sorry for keeping you all waiting. Ah, an Alamegan folk dress. How very fitting and well-fitting, I might add. I wanted to do something for Ida and myself. This is it. The last push. We're coming, Cryle.
I remember my father's words, how they rang in my ears as we left Castra Mabania behind and looked out over the locks before us. Comrades brave and true, they had come from all across Eorzea to stand with us, to stand against oppression and tyranny. 20 years the Empire had ruled us, but no longer. Liberty or death. Liberty or death.
Ere we begin, I would say to you as a proud son of Alamigo that I am grateful to each and every one of you for your part in this endeavor. Now, to the heart of the matter. The enemy appears content to remain within the city walls and await the inevitable siege. Open conflict has been sporadic thus far. Whether Xenos is biding his time until reinforcements arrive, or attempting to bait us into a trap, none can say. We know better than to trust his word.
What did you notice?
Regardless, we can ill afford to present Garlemald with a chance to ready her legions. It would be in our best interest to press for a swift resolution.
Oh, interesting.
A long siege wouldn't be good for the people in the city either. If food becomes scarce, you know who'll starve first.
Just so. Therefore, I propose we commit our forces to an all-out assault. What say you? Twould seem we are of one mind. Then let us proceed to the how of it. The Immortal Flames will form the vanguard, supported by the archers and the conjurers of the Order of the Twin Adder, under the Elder Seedseer's command. Once the main host has cleared a path to the walls, We will bring forward the artillery of the Maelstrom and the Temple Knights. I would have your cannons pound the gates and punch a hole right through the middle of their defenses.
What about the resistance?
Your part will be to occupy the residential district and keep civilians out of harm's way. The people are more like to trust their own.
Of course. You can count on us.
Remember that there is a second entrance to the city proper there. If all goes to plan, we will have secured 2 points of entry. Once both objectives are complete, we press on into the city, surround the palace, and hunt down Xenos. As for the Scions, you will be held in reserve as an irregular unit until we have more intelligence on your captured comrade. Kryle's rescue will be your primary concern, but I dare say we'll find a use for you once her freedom has been secured.
Thank you, General. I pray we find her quickly.
Rhalga's beacon nears its end. Soon, my friends, Alamigo will be ours once more!
The battle for Castrum Abania was brutal, but the one for Alamigo will be unlike any we have ever known. All the leaders are here somewhere. There they are. Although I have briefed our officers on Garlean tactics and Magitech design, I cannot say with confidence it will be of much use. Xenos has employed unorthodox strategies before, and I know little of these new prototypes. Hilda and her watch will keep Ishgard safe in my absence. You know I would not miss this for the world, my friend.
I love you, Emma.
I hurt you. Where is Maelstrom Command in Kane Senna? Maybe they're up higher.
Oh, she's down here.
Are they both down here? Oh. Oh, they're there. Marwood. So many lives lost. So much blood shed. But it will not be in vain. Hold on, I need to look at your necklace, ma'am. Oh, it is kind of like a little upside down uniform. Or a unicorn. It's hard to see. I'm like really all over the place. I always thought it was some kind of Moogle-ish thing. Or maybe like an elemental. Oh, looks like an upside down. Looking at all these brave men and women in uniform from all across Eorzea, none can accuse us of being an alliance in name alone. It was no small feat, but we brought with us the main battery for the triumph. You should look forward to the show. I touched this, right? I've already forgotten. Okay. Most of the Alamegans in the residential area are on, so I doubt we'll have to deal with many Imperial sympathizers. Cotter built these walls to give shelter to his brothers and sisters, and now our people's freedom rests on us tearing them down. The stage is set, and the players are assembled. Eorzea has come at last to drive the invaders from her lands. What would Grandfather say if he were here with us today? Okay. So, I want to say we don't have that much to go, but there is a whole zone, and I think it's going to take longer than I remember it taking. I'm thinking probably another 2 hours, plus we have to go do our level 70 quests. So to avoid having to do that tomorrow, I'm going to do my White Mage 70 quest, and then, so we can just pound through the story tomorrow. I know it's exciting build up and whatnot, but we'll be here for a bit, or quite a bit longer if we try and blaze through it all today. And like another 2 hours at least. Plus there's a dungeon, plus there's a trial. So, we'll do that all tomorrow and see how far we get. And then we won't have to break the momentum to go do our job quests or anything like that. So I'm gonna go do my White Mage quest. You can do your warrior one at your leisure. But the reason why you'd want to do it is because you get your new gear. Yeah. You don't want to do the last stuff without it, so. I'm gonna go do that. And that is how I will end my stream. But you take care, Miss Q. Thank you for coming along. Goodbye. Goodbye. I'll probably need to do a thingamajig. Oh crap, I always forget. She's all the way down here. Ugh. Well, I needed to take this teleport anyway, but I'm not happy about it. Are you kidding me? What? Well, that little cactus man can do it, but I can't? Bullshit. It's bullshit. Dun, 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 dun. And these guys still got beef with me, huh? I don't think that's right, and I don't think that's fair. I was completely disrespected. Every day. Every day. This happens. Boing, boing, boing. Up we go. God, they live in the most miserable place in the world. It's so spooky. I was wondering what that was, but it's just a warrior. Just a warrior up on that log. It's fine. It's really not. I appreciate there are some pretty places, like there's a place in the peaks, I think it is, with all like the flowers everywhere when you leave Ralgars, but overall it's, I don't know, I'm not a fan of deserts. Even if it's like different kinds of deserts. A spell I never use. Sylvie appears to be overwhelmed. Come to look at us, have you, Akali? Brother Asumi will also soon be here to gauge Gaudi's progress. Her studies have actually been going rather well. It's Sanchi I'm worried about. Please don't say anything to Gaudi yet, but I fear her mother may be near her time. I've suspended lessons for the moment, and had the two of them spend every waking moment together. Treating Sanchi has left me too exhausted to teach in any case. As for her medicine, another batch should have arrived at the castrum by now. I need to draw the spring water I used to dilute the dose. So would you mind picking up the delivery from the Salter for me? We'll meet back here. If you have me walk all the way back, Sylvie? Sylvie? Ooh, Sylvie. It's so far! And there's no... I hate this. I'm so cross. Oh, no, it's very, very, very good. I just don't find myself using it very often. So what it does is planetary indulgence. I can pull it up actually. I use it a lot for raids. So it grants the spell Confession to nearby party members upon receiving HP recovery. Medica 2, Cure 3, or Afflatus Rapture cast by self triggers an additional healing effect. So it's extra healing onto what you're doing. It's a very, very good spell. And I use it a lot when big raid damage is happening and I need that extra healies. It's not something I use outside of raid, I would say. Unless things have gone terribly wrong. You've come on young Sylvie's behalf? Yeah. I use it specifically for Savage raiding. Or even EX stuff. Have you? I got her delivery right here. Rushed it through on the back of our swiftest chocobo. Seems her patient's in a bad way, eh? Well, I'll say my own prayers to the matron and hope the medicine does the trick. And now I have to walk all the way back. Because my life is a fucking nightmare. White Mage just has so many utility, like so much just instant cast heals, that I rarely find myself actually needing to, like, need that extra heal on Medica 2s and stuff. The Lily function, eventually your Lilies even give you an AoE Lily. And so I'm like, even EX content, I'm just like, no problem. You're never usually wanting for heals. And then you'll usually have a co-healer too, so. When I hit Shadowbringers, I will very rarely be using Cure 1 and Cure 2. It's all Lilies all the time. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Well, I'll probably be using more Cure 1. Oh, I'm going still the wrong way. I'll probably be using more Cure 1 and Cure 2 because as much as I love Q, she does not know how to mitigate tank busters. It's killing me. Sorry. She's my sister. I can say this. She is the one getting stabbed. But yeah, but it's killing me emotionally. Things are making me walk back, assholes. Uh-oh. Satch? Gaddy? Please, no more hiding now. Oh, where could they have gone? Sylvie seems to be in a panic. Do your best to soothe her. Calm down. Akali, thank you. If I ever needed your calming presence, it's now. I came back with the spring water to find Gaddy's hat upon the floor, and the two of them vanished. Sench could barely move. Where in a Heidelin could they have gone? They can't have gone far. You're right. Gaddy's been doing wonderfully with her training, so there's no reason for them to run away. Oh, I think that might have been it. I've heard Sanch talking about a cave called the Comet's Tail, and how they wanted to visit again before it was too late. I said we'd head straight there when she was well enough, but she may have convinced Gaddy to help her sneak out. Brother Asumi is likely on his way. I'll go intercept him while you head to the cave. If you find them there, make sure Sanch takes her medicine. It's a little better. Oh. I like the information about Pagi, because they're probably one of the untouched subjects we've had. And it's bringing back, like, old characters. We've got, like, the old Guildmaster, Conjurer's Guildmaster and stuff and everything. The only thing I would say I liked about the 50 to 61 was that they're not twins, but the siblings of Kane-sama had some good development and growing. Oh, Paladin is garbage all the way through. Excuse me, boys. I am quite picky. Mama, don't leave me. Please, you have to help her. I was like, why? Why won't you let me go into duty? The gladiator was the better of the stories. Mama, please don't leave me alone. Why isn't the medicine working? Mama, open your eyes. I can't. I'm losing control. No, I must own my fear. Feel the ground beneath my feet, the flow of wind and water. Nicely done, Gaddy. You have made remarkable progress since last we met. Akali, Sylvie, you have instructed her well. Don't worry. We'll look after you. We'll look after your mama. So beautiful. Thank you for bringing me here one last time. Don't say that, Mama. I'll learn Kandri, and once you're better, we can come here every day. Akali, it is thanks to your and Sylvie's efforts that Sanji has held on this long. And yet, there are limits to the healing arts. Each life comes to an end, and even a conjurer cannot undo that which fate has ordained. Take heart, however, and knowing that your care and attention is what has allowed these irreplaceable moments between mother and daughter. My precious girl, you have filled my days with love. But I was selfish, and that selfishness has brought you pain. For that, I am truly sorry. Mama! My love, my light, I pray you find such happiness as I have known. Thank you, all of you. Watch over her. No, no, no! This can't be happening. I promised Mama. Oh no. so very close. Heed my words, then. How long has this fiend lurked within Sanchi, awaiting this very moment? Terrible child, dragging around your sick mother. You have killed her. Accept the evil you have done and atone with your very life. But I didn't. I killed her? Ignore it, Getty. But I did bring Mama here. It was me. I killed her. The Voidson has sunk its hooks into Getty's spirit. We must destroy it ere her life force is drained away. No, don't worry about me, guys. I'll just do it all by myself. No problem. Sorry. Oh, she's fucking dead! I didn't know it would kill her. Sylvie. Oh, beans. What the hell was that? I hope Sophie gets back up. I need her to heal. The child. I did this. I don't know. I definitely didn't turn the boss. He aimed at me specifically. I knew how to take off this perilous. Alas. Oh, I have no idea. Yeah, it's because of how NPCs work up to this point in the game, all your spells don't work the way they should, so you have to manually cast Sucker, because it doesn't work on the NPCs. Yeah. Oh, Asumien, that's the, White Mage LV3. Sylvie. Maybe can't. Yeah, so like, yeah, that was the hardest part I had with the scholar quest, is that you had to manually do everything because none of your scholar spells actually worked on the NPCs you were supposed to be saving, and it was obnoxious. love Brother Asumi. He's very good. I don't know. Despite all the trouble with NPCs and them being basically brain dead up until Shadowbringers, I love fighting with them. I think it's really neat. Hello! I will take that sippy. Give me 1 second. There's just something like, I don't know, when you fight beside, you know, we have even like these very, very side NPCs, Brother Asumi, and we were fighting with Yaguri and Hyen and LSA. It's just so neat. So Alright, I'm taking that sippy. Thank you so much. That's just how Alize plays the game. With the Void Scent vanquished, Gaddy has been freed of its dilabating influence. We need not fear her losing control again. Gaddy is a fighter, but I think she needs a strong shoulder right now. Yeah, that's frustrating. When Mama died, it was as if I had fallen into a deep, dark hole. My mind was full of screaming, and then I heard your voices from somewhere far away calling me back. I heard Mama's voice too. That's when I knew that she would always be at my side. I'll do my best to make her proud of me. With the strength you've shown, there is already much of which to be proud. Your aether is tranquil, calm. I see no need to enforce further training at the guild, though its doors are open to you nonetheless. Will you return with us to Gridania? I'd always thought Mama wanted to live alone with me, away from other people, so I tried to forget about wanting friends or traveling to other places. But now, I think she really wanted was to let me find my own way, and thanks to Sophie's lessons, there's no need to hide in the forest anymore. I will go to Gridania. I want to study more Kondri and learn to fight fiends as well as Akali. And I still have so much to learn from Sylvie. And we'll keep studying together, I promise, although we both have far to go before we're a match for Akali. Well, well, Sylvie. Making promises to study, 'twould seem that mentoring Gaddy has proven beneficial to you both. "'Tis time we are on our way. We shall hold a memorial for Satch, then see about setting you into your new life at Stillglade Fane. Bada bing, bada bing. You must have completed the main scenario quest. Shadowbringers. Oh shit, that's right. There are no more White Mage quests until we complete these stories, Shadowbringers. Which we will get from Reno Senna. What's my new title? I want it. That's not where I find it. Oh, I don't want that. Never mind. Just kidding. Just kidding. Alright. So tomorrow, actually, let me head back there so we're not. Yeah, I got a fist release right here. You can't see them because my model doesn't have hands, but when it gets hands, you better know I'll be swinging. So tomorrow, we'll probably run a little long, but we will complete the main story of... What is this? Of Stormblood. I was like, Shadowbringers? Question mark? We will complete the main story of Stormblood, and I think that's probably all we'll have time for. I said 2 hours, but I'm thinking it's probably going to be a solid 3, and God only knows how the final fight's going to go. In my experience, probably pretty rough. But if we finish it rather quickly, we'll also do the first part of the raid series that Stormblood has to offer, and maybe a little bit of patch 4.1. It's difficult to say. It just all depends on how long things take. Starting September, I think we'll make the streams go an hour longer. Like they used to be 4-hour streams, because the goal is to finish the patches of Stormblood by September. Oh god. Hopefully before September ends. Then Shadowbringers is all of October. Oh, the Stormblood raid series is fucking excellent. Then Stormblood for October, and then Shadowbringers for October, and then Shadowbringers patches for November, which will be cutting things exceptionally tight. So for right now, we're gonna extend the streams by an hour to see if that helps. Also, a general reminder, when Endwalker comes out, so starting that week, starting the day that Endwalker comes out to the end of the year, December, we will be having a raffle using the points that the bot accumulates, and I'll explain that more once it comes to it. But there will be a raffle for two Warrior of Light dolls, your own custom Warrior of Light dolls, or an NPC, however you'd like to do it, and one Mhigos station item, I think up to $30 of your choice. So there will be three raffle prizes. The Warrior of Light dolls look like this, and they can look at like your Warrior of Light, or they can look like any of your favorite NPCs. But those will be up for raffle. Very exciting, very adorable, very good. So that is what will be happening. I'm very much looking forward to it. I'm very much looking forward to Endwalker. More details about the raffle as we go on. Thank you so much for being here. I'm excited to finish Stormblood tomorrow. If you are looking for more of me and what I do, you can find my YouTube, my Twitter, and my Discord all linked in my About page, where you can join and be part of this growing community. And all the people that have helped make this stream possible, from the emojis to the ringing of my model to the art of my model, they are all very talented, and I would not be here today without them. So thank you very much. I hope you all have a very lovely evening, and I will see you tomorrow at 5 p.m. EST for more Final Fantasy XIV. Have a lovely evening, and goodbye.